Hello. So we have about 9 minutes remaining for the news. Let's see. The current levels for gold are 3807 for buy, which is where we have the most buy amount volume. And then top part, we have this area for sell. But we are going to react accordingly to the market, whichever the market gives us. For now, it's a game of waiting. Let's just wait and see. So this is what happened during the London session. The market down really hard and there were no pullbacks. But if you look at a bigger picture, then if I go to supposedly the 1 hour time frame, you can see that this was the impulse move from here. Let me just draw it for you. This was the starting of the impulse move, and then here the impulse move have ended. So this move that we have here, this move, all this that came in supposedly in the 5 minutes and 15 minutes, it looks like a extended leg, but if you look at the bigger time frame, it is just a retracement of the bigger wave. Hence, we are more biased on buys at the moment, but we'll see what happens. Let me just clear that for you. We are seeing more volume stepping in the market, but nothing as such so far. We are seeing a lot of high volume orders present in this area, but then again, there are more sellers present than buyers. So we'll still wait for our level over here and we'll see what happens. The news is in 5 minutes. Let me just update people in the group. buyer volume coming in at the moment, but nothing major. We're still gonna look for the sell in this area if it comes to that area. If not, I'm gonna update you accordingly. Yep, we are seeing a pump in the market, which mostly shows that the news has kicked in, but we are still gonna wait for our levels to tap in. Okay, market is reaching our sell zone. We are gonna potentially wanna enter a sell position from here, but again we have a lots of orders in this area, so it is a riskier trade, but let's see how it plays out. Let me just put this in the group and then I'm gonna get back to the charts again. So see guys, one thing you have to keep in mind is that the market can move any way it wants. You can just work in probabilities that your direction of the trade is more probable than the other way. That is how you can be, you know, you can have an edge in the market that way. You cannot predict exactly how it's going to happen in the market. That is never the case. So it's always better to have your stop loss and have your risk management in place. Now we're going to wait for this setup to fill in. Until then, if we see a buy setup towards the sell, then we are going to look at that as well. See again, one more confluence we are having here is that the entry which we are having, which is the 3832.26 level, exactly there we have a lot of sell orders present. So it is highly possible that these sell orders are filled and we see a reaction from that area to cover all these orders below. Now again, these are buy orders here, so it might react here and go up again. So in this case, what we'll do, as soon as it reaches our halfway book partial moves, we're gonna wait, we're gonna watch what's gonna happen. The news was mostly not that impactful, hence we did not see much of a reaction. I'm just gonna check when is the next news again. Let me just get back to you. See, this is what happens sometimes. Market reacts without reaching your zone. This was a big gap, but sometimes it's even like a minute gap, even like a 1.1 gap. So all you have to do in this case is be patient for it to come to your level and not enter out of FOMO. Because what happens when you enter out of FOMO, suppose you entered here, right? Let's say you entered in this area. In that case, your risk to reward is highly unbalanced, let's say. because you are only gonna get a win of this much as compared to a loss of this much. So it's highly recommended to wait for your setup to form and not rush in. Okay, so today, which is Tuesday, we have JOLTS, the highest impact news, which is likely in 4 minutes. That is your job openings. Now, this is something which is gonna move the markets a lot. Now, what it measures is basically the number of job openings during the reported month. Suppose for the month of September, how many job openings are there? So if the actual is greater than the forecast, it is usually better. So what happens is that these kind of job openings, when it happens, if the news is positive, it is usually negative for gold. So gold tends to fall. If, let's say, the news becomes negative, suppose the expected, whatever was expected, it came negative than that, then we can see a pump in gold. So we have two levels over here. One is our sell level, the other is our buy level. We are going to react accordingly as the market reacts. I'm going to put this aside for a while, keep it here. I'm going to show you if we can enter on a long as well. So if we enter, this would be our long position. But then again, our stop loss has to be very strict in this case. We're gonna go for a so the news is in 2 minutes. Let's wait. I'm gonna quickly update this in the group and we're gonna see what happens. The news is up in 1 minute. We'll see what happens. Please stay very cautious. Not in the buy. I'm not in the group. I'm not able to. Bro, it's not opening only. What will I send to you? Are you seeing my buy entry?
Yes.
We are already running 30 pips. We're gonna quickly check the news, what the news is. It's still pending, but the market has started moving already. 7.23. What does it show? So the forecast was 7.19. It came out to be 7.23. So it's positive. We're gonna see, we're gonna keep it tight. We're gonna patiently wait and see. The market should have moved more, but it's not giving much of a reaction. When this happens, what happens is that it usually moves slow, takes both sides, orders, fills everything, and then starts moving in the direction it should. So since we are having a positive news, it should fall further, but we should see at least a spike which could fill us at least halfway to our take profit, where we are gonna take partials and move our stop loss to break even. So we have it's going as expected, maybe even better. We're gonna see how it reacts from our sell level though. Right about now, I would bring my stop loss to break even. Okay, so we are running almost 90 pips in profit, 100 pips done, just like that. I would highly recommend to take partials here. So see, we might see a reaction from there now, but we have already secured partials. We are just gonna move stop loss to break even. You can even trail it to profit. Anush, can you please post this in the group? Easy take profit hit, 15 pips.
100 pips, right?
Hmm?
100 pips?
Yes. Now we are in 150 pips. Take profit hit. Almost. Very close. TP done. Easy entry. $150 pips, TP done. See guys, this is how we roll. We were initially biased on the sell side, but then again, when we drew our line, we saw that the news had just come in, and I drew my buy area as well, and we gave that whichever taps in first, we are gonna enter there, and it tapped in very well, and we easily got a 150 pip move within 10 minutes. That is something that is something you don't see every day. This was an easy TP hit. So since the price did not respect our sell zone, it is likely to go higher and grab all this liquidity above. So we have buy orders here, and then all the pending sell orders in this area. Right now we are biased and bullish, so we are not going for any short trades. But still, if it reacts from some strong zone, see again, if it had to react, it had to react from this area. Now, if it does not react from this area, it keeps going higher. We are not gonna enter any sell. What we are gonna do, we are gonna follow this long formation, and we are gonna put buy setups on the way. Let me just quickly put this aside. This trade is already done. What we are gonna do, since this is an impulse move, we are gonna just stick it here. We're gonna wait because there are a lot of buy orders in this area as well, if you see, which is our 28-29 area. So this has to come to fill. So at the moment, if you're in the trade, if you have taken this trade before, you should have booked profits by now. If you haven't, bring your stop loss to profit right now. man. Look at how it's going. We went 24 pips. If we started from here, we went 24 pips. 24 points, which is 240 pips. And look, just in 5 candles, and we are in a 5-minute chart. That's like 15 minutes. I'm gonna let you guys consume all that. Playback if you haven't seen the trade, watch the trade, how we entered, where we entered, and let me know if you have any questions, if you have any doubts. So far so good. Now for people who missed it, I'm gonna give you another setup. We are gonna play it out. Let's see how it goes. But we are gonna wait. We are not gonna rush into buying again. We are gonna wait for it to come to our level. Only if it comes to our level and gives a reaction, only then we are gonna enter. I'm gonna update the stop loss as soon as it comes near the level. I got like what, 25 to 50 pips from that last trade. We are simply gonna wait for the price to come back to this area. If it comes back, we're gonna go again. It's exactly 6 o'clock the reaction came. NY market opens, NYSE stock exchange opens at 6 o'clock. That is when the exact reaction came. Now again, as I said, it might fill all those orders above. So we are gonna see from a trade in this level, if it comes to this level. We obviously have like order blocks in this area. So we're gonna see how it reacts, if it comes to this level or not. See, when we started the trade, I told you again very carefully, we're not gonna jump into any trade. That is why we waited very calmly, very cautiously for our levels. At first, we went for a sell zone because it was a big retracement wave. But then again, I explained you the logic. If you go to the first part of the video, that if we go to a 1 hour time frame, this one is still an impulse wave, and the wave and the dump that came in, which was a big dump, is just a retracement leg, as it tapped in exactly to the 50% of this major leg up. So again, we see an impulsive wave, we see a retracement. What do we see next? Another impulsive wave up, and that is what is exactly happening now. And interestingly, the market did not react to the news as it should have. So the news came in positive, right? Usually what happens in job openings when the news comes in positive, so that means there are more job openings in the market, right? So the economy is more stable. What happens then is that the value for assets like gold drops hence we see the price dropping too. But in this case, it just kept going up. That is why I said in the very beginning, when we are taking both trades, when we are forming the setups, that nothing is ever very sure in the market. So always have your stop losses, always have your invalidations in place. So you know when to take which trade and when to not enter which one. See, currently it's a straight uptrend. All we can do is wait for it to pull back for our entry. Otherwise, there is no trade to be given now.
Better that guy close all the trades.
Yep. See, again, you might have wondered if we can enter here where when it was pumping, if we could have entered in the ending of this 5 minute candle when it was pumping. But see, time and again, I'll keep on telling one thing to you, is that you never know where the market is gonna go. So, it is highly advisable to not enter wherever you feel like. Because when you enter wherever you feel like, you are yourself not, it's not just about the setup, if it's gonna go your way or not. It's just that you won't feel comfortable in that trade. So you'll have this anxiety of exiting the trade soon, when you're gonna close, and then you are not gonna optimize that profit. Even if the market, let's say, pulls back a little, you're gonna want to exit that trade. Because again, you're not respecting your levels, you're just entering randomly on that trade. So all these things you have to keep in mind. We wait for our setups only because we feel comfortable sitting there with the trade. Even if it is going against us, even if it's nearing our stop loss, we feel comfortable holding that trade because we know we have stuck to our setup and we have followed it. And that is how you have an edge in the market. You may be stopped out once or twice or thrice, but at the end of the day, in the long run, it is always your edge that will make you profitable. And of course, if you want to learn how we manage our edge, you're always welcome to, drop us a message or reach out to us. We are always here to help you. So, see, now when we are streaming, we do not have much people viewing us, so we cannot answer a lot of questions of what you have in mind. But whenever something comes to my mind, I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm gonna tell you how it's working, how it's not working. Again, we are operating from a place where we have seen the losses, where we have had the breakdowns from blown out accounts, lost accounts, and after experiencing all that, we have come to a point where we have mastered our edge and we have been consistently profitable through the months. and that's why we are trying to help others similar in our stage to reach that level. Now, we just do not want to give you a way to trade, we want to give you a way from the very beginning, from very basics, going all the way to the end. When I say end, it means that you getting funded, where we provide fundings from our side when you are enrolled in the Nazrah University, which we have built. And again, we offer placement opportunities like any other university would do. So, what we are essentially doing is that we are trying to create a new class of education for traders, where we are taking them, because people are used to the university level of how they were back in school and back in universities, how they progress. So same thing we are trying to install in the trading space. If you're interested, just drop us a message. We are going to show you exactly how you can go forward with it. And this trade keeps on going. Look at the entry we had. If you do not call this a sniper entry, what do you call it? Just tell me about this. Just look at the entry we have. We're gonna check for a few more minutes. After that, we are just gonna let the levels work out. I'm gonna put the levels up here for you so you can check, and then we're gonna come back when we see any changes in the levels.